Hey, everybody. Welcome back. I am your host, Jett, and this is Nick.
Hola y buenos días.
Buenos dias.
You got it.
Finally.
We are in costume for the first time. Oh, I'm so excited.
We couldn't help ourselves. So this is Nick's choice for a song. Mm-hmm. And what was your driving motive behind this choice?
Well, anyone who recognizes these costumes, I think it's going to be pretty obvious of like, oh, of course that's the driving force. But for those who don't know, and probably that includes most of the United States, unfortunately.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
I feel like I jumped on this bandwagon far after the...
Me too. I was going to get to that. So last year, you introduced me to a show on Netflix, which after about 3 episodes, I was in love with. I was like, this is great. I love every moment of this. I'm in. I'm in. And it's not like the first 3 were like, ooh, this show is just like, okay, like, where are we? Yep. Okay, now I'm here. And I was really enamored with it.
Yeah.
And then...
And I was so excited to watch it a second time.
Yeah.
Because I think actually this was probably my 3rd time watching it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I love it.
I knew about the second time. I didn't know it was the 3rd time. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, and, it reminded me... So when we watch shows together, not only do we get to experience them together, but when I personally watch shows that I get really into, when the show, like when I finish it, or I get, as far as I'm going to go, I like to read about the show and how it's made and a little bit of the show's history. And I fell in love with that the same way because it was a show very similar to another show that I really love, Firefly. Rest in peace. 14 episodes in a movie. But, Firefly had sort of a similar arc where they were put on television. They had kind of a cult following, and then it was done, and that was it, and you weren't going to get anything else. And this show had a very similar arc, only in Spain, where they put it on, television, or I don't know how you say, like, televised network television or whatever, not streaming. So they put it out. They did 2 seasons of it, or maybe like 1 big season, and then that was it. Like, that was all you were going to get. And then Netflix purchased it, revamped a couple of things, moved some things around. I think that's how they split it into 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And then they ended up extending it, and we ended up getting 5 seasons. And now we have a prequel. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Pretty fun.
And
pretty fun.
I really enjoyed the music of it. Like I say the music of it. There are 2 songs in this show that are real sort of iconic themes for this show. You hear them a lot. And the first one, El Partizano, like,
oh yeah,
and
Bella
so
ciao, Bella ciao,
Bella ciao ciao. So people might be like, oh, they're gonna do Bella ciao. No, I'm sorry, we're not.
I know.
So there was that, but then there's also the song that we're gonna do today, and I started kind of learning the song that we're gonna do today. And again, it was just another thing that I was like, oh, I really love this, and we were kind of like noodling around with it at rehearsals for Stick the Landing, and then that I was like, we should do this. Oh, we should do this in costume. I just got so excited about it. I bought these costumes 2 months ago, and it just I got it. I was so excited just to get them and be like, hey, I know like 2 months from now we're going to be in that episode order where we'll film this, but now we're finally here.
Yeah.
I'm so
we're
thrilled.
So ready.
So thrilled.
We're so ready.
Yeah, it was really cool. So tell me about when I came to you and I was like, hey, I really want to do this. What were your thoughts? Like, other than like, okay, like.
Definitely. I mean, like, this is one of those series where I never skipped the intro. I always sang through the intro.
Same.
So, did you sing through the intro?
I didn't sing, but I never skipped it. I loved it. I loved all the artwork. I loved the intro sequence, and I loved the music.
Yeah, it was really cool. And this Cecilia Krull is the one who does the intro, and she also does some work with my favorite Latina singer, Mala Rodriguez.
Oh, Mata.
Ay, ay, ay. They do some stuff together and a couple things. And yeah, so she already had my heart. And then when I found that out, I was like, oh, Lord. 2 of them together.
You know, it's
so
funny.
good.
When we first started seeing each other, we were kind of talking about musical tastes and like, what are you into? What are you into? And figuring that out. And you were like, I'm really into like Spanish reggaeton. I'm like, okay, cool. I wasn't like super interested, but then you started playing Mata for me, and I was like, yes, okay, this is, if that's what you're talking about, this is cool. Real cool.
And then, you know, Mala's just different, but like she brings that awesome like 90s hip hop beat, trip hop beat into current, which is amazing because always bring that shit back. But then her work with Cecilia was really good too, and you know that's not all I love about reggaeton, but it's definitely like she's my main influence. And I found her like halfway through my foray into reggaeton, and I was like, just heard a song, and I was like, ooh, playlist.
Yeah, no, she's got some good ones for sure. You know, we kind of touched on this a moment ago, but when we were watching this show, I don't like no one in my circle of friends or associate, like no one else I know has watched this show.
Really?
That's why I always kind of feel like on an island with it, where I know this show has a massive European following. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's always like the American band that's big in Japan. Like that's kind of
right.
how I see it. So it does feel like, oh, we're kind of getting on the bandwagon a little bit later. But I also think it's cool that like we're part of an audience and a group of people that gets to discover that over and over and over again. And that, you know, lends itself to the life of a show that's not just like, okay, it's on and then it's off and you never get it again.
Right.
You know, there's so many shows like that where, you know, new generations of people who had never seen it when it was first on, or even when it was first streaming, are now getting it. Like people who are now seeing The Office for the first time. Like this, that's kind of how I feel we are with this show.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I love it.
I
love
it. It's very exciting.
Yeah. So what did you like so much about the song?
You know, I thought it was just a really beautiful song. I thought it was really well done, and it kind of had that effect on me. You know, a few episodes we talked about Pat Benatar and the whistle solo, and you had heard this like alternate version. So I had only ever heard the credits version from the show.
The intro, yeah.
So when I wanted to learn it on guitar, I listened to the actual full song, and I was like, oh shit, there's so much more to this song. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So it was neat to kind of get that experience of, oh, there's a lot more to this, and now there's a structure, and oh, you know what, this would be cool to play, and now it's not just a 25-second piece.
Yeah.
Now it's like a full like 3-minute thing. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, it guitar wise, it sounds easy. That's really tough.
Yeah, there's some picking and it's a little off time.
I like, you might not agree with this, but I know this in my heart. I am not a clean guitar player. Like I'm kind of sloppy. I just am.
Okay.
So to play really articulate, clean picking stuff is really challenging for me. And then also on top of that, the way the song goes, as it's written, has these really kind of like unusual, you don't hear it if you're not a musician, but it has these really sort of off time kind of chimes in it, where things are kind of going against the beat, and picking wise, it's like your hand kind of has to be in like 2 places at the same time. So for me, it was a challenge to do it musically. When we recorded it, we took it 3 times, and even the 3rd time, I'm like, probably punch 1 or 2 things in just to make it nice.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah. But I was super happy with the way it came out. It was the way you do everything. It's gorgeous, but this was like really, really great. Yeah. It was really cool.
Yeah. I loved doing this, and this whole series, if you haven't, you should. You should. I actually got introduced to it from a girlfriend of mine, Melanie, who's part of my Kaya Melanie group.
Yep.
So, and she was like, you really need to watch this. And I don't know why, like, what it was about me that she was like, you have to watch this. But I freaking fell in love, and I thank her almost every day for this series.
A lot of the themes of the show are very you. for sure.
Yeah?
But watching it, I was like, oh, I understand why she enjoys this show so much.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
I mean, we can talk about it off the camera, but
Okay.
yeah. All the
Right.
good.
Yeah. So, would you like to introduce the song?
I would.
Okay.
This is the main theme song for La Casa de Papel, which in the US on Netflix is Money Heist. Y vamos a tocar una canción para Oslo, para Moscow, para Berlin, para Nairobi y para Tokyo. This is My Life is Going On by Cecilia Kroll.
If I stay with you, if I'm choosing wrong, I don't care at all. If I'm losing now, then I'm winning late, that's all I want. Now we need some space, 'cause I feel for you and I wanna change. Growing up alone, it seems so sure I can't explain. Whatever happens in the future, trust in destiny. Don't try to make anything else, even when you feel I don't care at all. I am lost. I don't care at all. Lost my time, my life is going on. I will be so strong, looking for a new version of myself. 'Cause now all I want is to be a part of my new world. Whatever happens in the future, trust in destiny. Don't try to make anything else, even when you feel I don't care at all. I am lost. I don't care at all. Why not have it all? I am lost. I don't care at all. Lost my time, my life is going on.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching our episode of Under the Covers Music Podcast with Jett and Nick. If you enjoyed it, please like, listen, subscribe on any platform you're listening to this on. You can also see a video version of this on YouTube, and be sure to follow our Patreon page, UTC Music Podcast, where we have bonus episodes, behind the scenes footage, and blooper reels, because we are goofballs. Till next time.